àbọ̀rù bọ̀yé ẹ̀yin babaláwo. Èèyàn ìbọ̀rù bọ̀yé ó yàn.
Aboro Boy, this is Olu Fakola Dev Idinka Ifa Temple. We welcome you to our Ile Juba Ifa Temple service. We have a very special message for you today, and we pray that everyone will be involved in the blessing. So today's topic is the burden of a blessing. So before we begin the discussion, why don't we begin with prayer? So if you are near your shrine, if you are near your Ifa or any of your shrines, Eshu, please go and greet your shrine, put your head to the floor, and let us pray. Mojuba Ọlọ́run, Mojuba Lẹ́dà, Mojuba Lọ́rọ̀márè, Mojuba Bọ̀bọ̀rọ̀mọ̀lẹ̀, Mojuba Bọ̀bọ̀ Ìmọ̀lẹ̀ Mọ̀bọ̀, Mojuba Bọ̀bọ̀ Ẹ̀kún Tẹ̀mbẹ̀lẹ̀ Sọ́mà, Mojuba Oṣùngbọ̀dẹ, Mojuba Gbọ̀dẹ, Mojuba Fàgbẹ̀lẹ̀ Mojuba Fún, Mojuba Fúlórí, Mojuba Fúlórí, Mojuba Felipe, Zalowẹ̀tò, Mojuba Gúnjọ̀bí, Mojuba Mieye, Olúṣọmọlọ́mọ Olúṣọlá fún Mọ́jọ́ Mùsọ́nàdé, Mojuba Ẹ̀ṣù, Mojuba Bá Ṣẹ́jú Màdádẹ́ fún Mẹ́rẹ̀fẹ́, àwọn bàbá àti ọ̀tí ọ̀run ṣẹ̀. Job, easier to please and self please, easier to please and please. He talks people and sugar to talk completely absorbed. Easier to please and self please and every time. Easier to please and please. His name was Eshrodon. He talks people and sugar to talk completely absorbed. His name was Oshama. You're the person Muslim beings. Person Muslim cannot fall to impressment. Strike frogs on some rainfall. Bullfrogs on some downpour. It is whatever the Akereju poem. True tells our growth that accepts, whether the regret tells our growth that accepts. All what I tell you, Father, please accept and approve them. Sure. Oh, Tourette, to show gratitude upon gratitude, all about gratitude. To display benevolence upon benevolence is the all world benevolence. Whoever not show gratitude, yes, says benevolence. Such a person now sees days with truth. These declarations by to the 401 enrollment. We're going to marry your way out of his fruit. These also declarations by to Orumila, we're going to marry your way out of his fruit. I'm grateful. I see my fruit. I'm grateful. Yes, says favor. I see today's fruit. Oh, Tourette, we're very grateful. I share it. Àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrè, àwa dúpẹ́ o, àwa bùrè, àdúpẹ́ àdáwò àwòbùrè tùnẹ́bù. Olódùmarè, àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrè, àwa dúpẹ́ o, àwa bùrè. Adúpẹ́ àdáwò àwòbùrè tùnẹ́bù. Ọ̀yẹ́ni, àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrè, àwa dúpẹ́ o, àwa bùrè. Adúpẹ́ àdáwò àwòbùrè tùnẹ́bù. Èrò mọ̀lẹ́, àwa dúpẹ́, àwa bùrè. Àwa dúpẹ́ o, àwa bùrè. Adúpẹ́ àdáwò àwòbùrè tùnẹ́bù. Lẹ́gùn lọ́rìṣà, òrìṣà ẹ̀rùmọ̀lẹ̀. Ifá, we call upon you and ask that you would forgive us for anything that we have done wrong, incorrectly, any taboo we might have broken. We ask for sincere forgiveness at this time. We call on the Odu, Eros, to Kane Yamata soup can be very difficult to consume. It's definitely far to the child of our veneration. He who's full of bad character, these bad attitudes have prevented him from entering T5's domain. Now come to solicit on behalf of Tutu. We come to beg on behalf of Tutu. How many children does T5 have that he will cast one out? Those who beg on behalf of the Tutu. T5, please forgive us. Please forgive us. And T5, we also come to you asking for the things that we need. Please push away all the ajogun, push away death, sickness, cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses, outright fights, ward off witchcraft, negative energy, evil, danger, Please remove all of those evil things from us and bring to us long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, longevity, prosperity, victory, adversity, all good things of life. Open Lara, a Romulan said it's time to sleep. I echoed it's time to sleep when the day dawned. I met a Romulan in the 16th room where he covered his head with a flowing gown full of lies. He was wearing a dress full of bloodstains. He was snoring heavily. They told him that delegate from his sarcophagus. The Romulan brought her what the delegate had brought. They told him they brought 2 rats with them running, 2 fish gracefully swimming, 2 birds swift in flight, and 2 ghosts with big lippers. A Romulan said that is not enough to wake him up. I admit my ignorance, please educate me. Motuna Karaba, I have myself in the wilderness about Motuna Karaba, without carrying my spirit of Saga young people, without carrying my spirit of Saga young people, to perform rituals with these children. You the leaders, you the followers, these are the ones who show the followers wisdom. Aruna told them to get alligator pepper, to get colonel, to get bitter colonel, to get alcohol. The couple got the alligator pepper, got the colonel, got the bitter colonel, and he got the alcohol. That is right, now that he's fully awake. Arumila, when you're fully awake, please look with eyes of compassion. It is with eyes of compassion that we stars. You used to look at the stars below. Arumila, when you're fully awake, please look in this right with your eyes, which help one to secure great wealth. It's such good eyes that the heavenly stars. You used to look at the stars below. Arumila, when you're fully awake, please look in their eyes, which help one to secure a good spouse. It's such good eyes. My wife should use and look at me with. Arumila, when you're fully awake, please look in their eyes, which help one to bear many children. Is such good eyes a child should use, and looking at a well decorated plate, be for a long night to far Jonas in the midst of all Iran life. Hashem. If please support us. Please help us to hear the messages of Ifa today. We ask that you would move our egos out of the way, move my ego out of the way so that we can hear words from Ifa. Help us today so that we can hear truth. We can hear all the good things of life. We call on you. Emma kamimene ama, Emma kamimene ano, Emma kamimene adelokun. Amole tori Ifa loni mi, Ekwara timpani mi, eni banami. Àwọn àti Ifá lẹ́lẹ́jọ́. Oshe Arula, Tanya the feet of Tubu. The start of a communion is not big on Jesus' head here. Had it been on Jesus' head, I would have taken it home and done my head with it. These Ifa's decorations to Aruela and go on spiritual mission to Ejebu. We call up in Santana, concepts and makers. On Arula with respect in Ejebula. Oshe Arula's Garawo. Oshe Torah, I kick in and Bagisa. The extract sharp against the true casting back room. Iba, and I share from all of the mind. No to wealthy, truly be wealthy. I kick in it back Isa, and the mouth of an owl, Satibana share, and the mouth of an owl. If no church have joy, surely joy. I kick in it back Isa, and the mouth of an owl, that's Iba and Ashe, and the mouth of an owl. If no church have victory, surely victory. I kick in it back Isa, and the mouth of an owl, that's Iba and Ashe, and the mouth of an owl. To Essie, maybe so. Surely shall it be. Share. Please hear us. Ashe Orisha lẹ́nu mi o, Ashe Orisha lẹ́nu mi. Gbogbo tí mo bá màmá wí o, ìrúnmọlẹ̀ ó bà. Ifá ó bà o, Ashe Orisha lẹ́nu mi. Tí mo dúró, tí mo súre, tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀, tí mo súre, tí mo kúnlẹ̀, tí mo súre, tí mo jọ̀tọ̀, tí mo súre. Ìrètí mo sùn orí ti bọ́. Orí ẹni làrúrẹ ìyá ni ọ́. Orí ẹni làrúrẹ ìyá ni. Mojúlómi ò fà wá mọ́rí. Orí ẹni làrúrẹ ìyá ni. Bòbòrè chánsù. Ifá ọba lọ́run. Àtìbàjájú, Ifá ọba lọ́run, ó ṣe àrú ìlà Ifá ti bọ́. Olodumare and the divinities, we invoke you at this time. We ask that you will continue to ward off death, continue to ward off sickness, continue to ward off evil and danger, push away all these challenges from us. Push away even doubts from us and bring to us long life. Bring to us wealth, good spouse, good children, peace of mind, joy, victory, success, healing, and all the good things of life. Please support us in living and finding and following and fulfilling our destiny. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Aboato. Thank you. Thank you once again for joining us. I want to remind folks, please like and share. Like and share. We have a really powerful message for today that is catered specifically to you, to all of us. So today I want to talk about the burden of a blessing. And when we think about this concept of being blessed, what does it mean to be blessed? The dictionary, in essence, defines a blessing as a gift from God, a gift from the heavens. It is also seen as approval. It is also seen as divine protection. Defined as such, one must maintain themselves within the envelope of favor of Olodumare in order to have, and when we think about having blessings, the other thing is we got to talk about maintaining them, because blessings need to be maintained and nurtured. Having a blessing is a big responsibility. You have to nurture it. You have to cultivate it. The issue most of the time is that we are blessed, but we are in environments around people harboring mindsets that do not allow us to show up for our own blessings. Blessings have to be cultivated. Blessings have to be maintained. I think so many times about, I really love a certain type of car. Like I love a Bentley GTC coupe, right? Or I love the Rivian. But when you think about these expensive cars that look good and are incredible on gas mileage or whatever, the other thing that you have to be thinking about regarding that particular blessing is also the lifestyle to support it, the ability to support that blessing. And when we talk about the ability to support the blessing, I want to bring up a verse of Ogbe Alara. Ifa says, if we strike Ragba gong against Calabash, that which we are after is character, good character. If we strike Ragba gong against a rope, that which we are after is character, good character. If we strike Ragba against a rock, that which we are after is character, good character. These Rifa's declarations to Orunmila when going to marry Iwa, the daughter of Obaleyo Ajori. He was advised to offer Ebo Alara. Were you able to find Iwa for me? Iwa, character. What we seek is character, good character. Ajeru, were you able to find Iwa for me? Iwa, character. What we seek is character, good character. Oranrangun, were you able to find Iwa for me? What we are looking for is character, good character. If one becomes rich without good character, that wealth belongs to someone else. That which we are after is character, good character. If one is blessed with a good spouse, but they have no good character, that spouse belongs to someone else. That which we are after is character, good character. If we are blessed with children without any good character, those children belong to someone else. That which we are after is character, good character. If we are blessed with houses, but we have no good character, those houses belong to someone else. That which we are after is character, good character. If we are blessed with all array of life, and we possess no good character, all that Ire belongs to someone else. That which we are after is character, good character. When we think of this verse, it's so powerful because Ifa is telling us that blessings, Ire, has to be maintained. You get a blessing, you have to maintain it. You have to do things in order to not only cultivate it, but to keep that blessing. Because you can do things that will help you to fall out of favor with your destiny, with your blessing, with Olodumare. Ifa is saying if you are blessed, but you don't have any good character, then none of those blessings are yours. Those blessings will soon be gone. Your blessings are connected to your favor. Your blessings are connected to your character. This leads me to the first point. The burden of your blessing is character. Your, the burden of maintaining and having your blessing, the destiny, the thing that you want, is your character. Ogbe Yonu, Ogbe Suru, Ifa says, my character, please do not spoil my destiny. You can be blessed with so many incredible, great things in life, but if your character does not support you having those things, then you will soon lose those things. This leads me to a verse of Ejiogbe. Ifa says in Ejiogbe, Ifa says, when the day dawns, we should extend greetings to one another. Failure to extend greetings amounts to harboring malice. Failure to extend greetings to a particular person constitutes holding malice against that person. This was the Ifa cast for Olurumbi when she said that she would no longer be greeting her Ifa. She said that she was not going to do this because she had been following Ifa for a long time to no avail. Orunmila woke up earlier in the morning and said, Ekaro Olurumbi, and Olurumbi said, Orunmila asked her, why are you mumbling and grumbling? She said, it is because I have no husband. Orunmila prepared the herbs for a spouse for her. Shortly thereafter, Olurumbi became a successfully married woman. After receiving the spouse of her choice, she refused to be thankful to Ifa. This verse is very long, so I gave you a shorter version of this. But what was going on? This is the story of Olurumbi. And Olurumbi was a woman who, in general, she had a very stubborn attitude. She was also very particular and also very picky. And what I mean by particular and picky is as she looked at things, if they weren't absolutely to her liking, she did away with them. And what I mean by that is she would not greet Ifa. And when Orunmila would say good morning to her, she would make a noise of disapproval. Orunmila asked her, why? Why are you mumbling and grumbling? And she said, it's because I don't have a husband. Orunmila then prepared the akoshe, the medicine, for her to have a spouse. She did everything she needed to do medicinally and bow-wise, and shortly thereafter she met a man who eventually became her spouse. After that, Olurumbi saw Orunmila again. Orunmila greeted her with Ekaro, good morning. Olurumbi was the same way. She disrespected that extension of greeting. And Olumina said, Olurumbi, what is the problem? Why are you mumbling and grumbling? And she said, it is because I have no money. And Olumila prepared the medicine, got the herbs, the abo, the things that needed to be done, and gave her those akoshes, the iyonus, all of those things. And she used them. Soon after, she became a very successful businesswoman, and she grew in money. The interesting thing during this process was Olurumbi was never thankful. She never respected the fact that she was given a blessing. Then she saw Orunmila again. Orunmila said, Ekaro, many blessings to you, Olurumbi. And Olurumbi said, huh. Orunmila asked her, why are you mumbling and grumbling? And Olurumbi said, it is because I have no child. You have failed to give me what I want. And Orunmila then said, if you need a child, go and beg in the home of Iroko Ogbo Oluweri. And he told her to go to basically beg the Iroko tree. So Olurumbi, with her attitude, she went, and there was a long line of women, and they were all going to propitiate the Iroko tree. Some of them had a hen or a rooster in their hand, and they were holding their babies. Some of them they had nothing in their hands, and they were going there in tears. And it was a long, 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 long line. Some women were sacrificing the abo materials right there at the foot of Iroko. So Olurumbi heard what they were saying and doing, and some of the women were like, oh, Iroko, I'm praying that you would give me the child that I need, the child of my dreams. Please give me the child of my dreams, my desire, and I will give you one she-goat in the process. Another woman, Iroko, please, sacred tree, I will give you one hen. Please, if you bestow me and give me the blessing of having a child. And the Iroko tree was agreeing, and other women were coming back a year later. I just had my child. Iroko, the she-goat that I promised you, here it is. And as all of this was happening, Olurumbi was looking at this like, man, look at these suckers up here praying to the tree. Man, y'all tripping. The Iroko tree was accepting all of the abo materials, and then Olurumbi comes to the Iroko tree and says, you know what? If you give me a baby, next year I will give you the baby that you gave me. I just want to have the experience of getting pregnant and having a child, but I will give you the baby. The Iroko tree said, what? No, I'm going to give you the baby. I will slaughter the baby and give you that baby. I just want to have the experience of having a child. You see what arrogance makes a person do? What disrespect, disregard, and ingratitude makes an individual to do? Nevertheless, Iroko tree said, Ashe. And Olurumbi went home. And not very long after, Olurumbi and her husband conceived a child. And she was like, oh man, this is wow. I'm pregnant. And as the baby grew inside of the mother's womb, Olurumbi became a little bit more humble. And she actually fell in love with the process of being pregnant, and then she had her child. And she fell in love with that beautiful baby. And she was enjoying her baby, and her husband was enjoying her baby, and then she remembered, I promised Iroko this child. So at that point, she went for Ifa consultation. And what occurred next was very interesting. She finally offered her elbow. But on the fateful day when she went to speak to Iroko tree, she had her baby and she also had the hiko. And she prayed to Iroko and put the baby down, and Eshu Odara came and switched the baby with the severed head of the hiko and the materials of the abo. And Iroko tree came down and picked it up and consumed it and realized, wait, this isn't the baby. But what had happened is it was too late. Iroko tree had already accepted the offering. When we think of this, this leads me to the second point, which is very important. Gratitude begets grace. Gratitude begets grace. The more grateful you are, the more things you have to be grateful for. When we think of Olorunbi's actions, Olorunbi was arrogant. Olorunbi was disrespectful. Olorunbi was stubborn. All of these things will soon ensure that your blessing evaporates, that your blessing and your grace dries up. I suggest be humble and be thankful. This leads to the next Ifa, which is Ope Ate. Ifa says the stream is wise. The calabash, the broken calabash is equally wise. The broken calabash does not want the stream to submerge it. Whenever it is morning time, the broken calabash will float gingerly. The stream water. These were Ifa's declarations to Iya, who was a child of Olokun Seniade when she was in search of an ideal husband. Before long, not too far, join us in the midst of abundant Ire. So this is the story of Iye, the child of Olokun Seniade. When this young lady became ready for marriage, she was advised to offer Ebo in order to make the right choice of husband. She refused. She refused to comply with the advice of what Ifa gave. And she refused to comply because she felt like she was wise enough to pick a good husband. So, the first husband she married was the rooster. She soon learned that the rooster was very lazy, and he was also content in his own mediocrity. She tried to change him, but nothing helped. She left him. Her second husband was Odidere, which is the parrot, and he was a compulsive gossiper. Anything anybody told him, Odidere would say it. He would repeat it in the open public. He overtalked so often, and he even revealed pertinent secrets about himself and his wife. One day, Iye went into the market after she left Odidere. She went into the open market and she saw a man. And this man was beautiful. It was love at first sight, and his name was Aroni. She met Aroni and fell in love immediately, and she decided to follow Aroni home and become his wife. People saw her following this complete stranger, and they warned her. They said, "Hey, yeah, don't follow this guy. You don't know who he is. You don't know what he's all about." And all she saw was this physically attractive man because he was tall, he was muscular, and he was very good looking. She followed him into the forest. Unknown to her, Aroni was one of the hideous spirits that actually live in the forest. His entire body was only, his entire body constituted just a head. So as he was coming into the market, Aroni borrowed his arms from the apa tree, and he borrowed his legs from the iroko tree, and he borrowed his eyes from the oriro tree. And as they walked through the forest, Aroni was removing his limbs and returning them to their rightful owner. By the time Aroni got to Oriro tree, his eyes had left and they were rolling around on the ground. The next morning, Iye was flabbergasted. She thought to herself, every marriage situation, every relationship, every person that she has found herself in the presence of has been a failure. So she went to cast Ifa with the Babalawo. And the Babalawo, he cast Ifa, and when Iye got to his home, she witnessed the Awo bathing all of his children to prepare them for the day. She saw him doing morning prayers, doing all these wonderful nurturing things with his children and family. She witnessed the Awo settle all his debts, and before even coming for the Ifa consultation, and she was impressed by the actions of this Awo. And essentially, she thought to herself, I want a guy like this. She needed to look at the content of the character more than the physical attributes. By the time she decided that she wanted to marry this Awo, she decided to ask Ifa if this Awo was the man for her. She did so quietly and even secretly. The Babalawo cast Ifa, and Ogbeate came for her. He told her that she had just met a man that she would soon marry. Ifa also said that she was an Akwetebi and she should be given the Ide of Akwetebi so that she could marry a man who was also initiated to Ifa. So, interestingly enough, Iye then confessed. She told the Babalawo, I've been looking at your actions, your activities, the things that you've done with your family so far, and you look like an honest man. You seem like a man of good character. I would like to know if you are interested in marrying me, because I would like to marry you. So after this, they involved some other Babalawos. They cast Ifa and followed Ifa's recommendations, and soon after that, she then married that Babalawo, and she became the mother of many children. Her life became better. The Babalawo's life became even better as well. Ifa reiterates a portion of this in the Odu Ifa. Idi Maluko, Ifa says in Idi Maluko, if we have any wisdom, we do not apply it, and we do not apply it, we become ignoramuses. If we have strength but do not use it, then we become drones. This was the Ifa cast for those who failed to associate with wise ones and failed to move with the workers and become friends with the dregs of the world. Orunmila reprimanded them as follows: he who refuses to move with the wise and fails to befriend good people, it is only misfortune that this attitude will bring. What is Ifa saying in these verses? In both of these verses, Ifa is telling us that we need to move with people who are also in alignment with their destiny, in alignment with blessings, trying to cultivate blessings. We can't be moving with folks who are about nothing. If you want the burden of a blessing, you have to change things. You have to change things. The workers, the movers, and the shakers of the world, we need to be around those individuals. This leads me to my third point. Change your environment. Change your environment, not just your physical environment, your mental environment. Change the environment of individuals that you find yourself to be around. Change your surroundings. Everybody doesn't need to be in your energy. Some individuals can contaminate your space. You cannot be blessed beyond your environment. You cannot be blessed beyond your surroundings. What does that look like to be blessed right in the midst of those individuals or those mindsets that will undermine what you're being blessed with? But you put yourself there by choice. Make better choices in your friends. Everyone is not the homie. Every environment is not conducive to your development. If you want to be blessed, you've got to go where the blessings reside. Where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside. Y'all know the reference. You got to go where the blessings are. Bad people, bad character, and contaminated environments spoil good destinies. Ogbe Erosun says, to the place you will thrive is in the country. So why are you living in the city? That is not where your blessing is. Go to where your blessings reside. Go to where your blessings live. Go to where you will be elevated, where you will be enhanced, where you will be supported. Go to where the blessings are. Remove yourself from the drought. In the book 2000 Seasons by Aikwe Arma, he says, spring water flowing into the desert. The desert takes. Ifa is saying the same thing. Do not be the spring water that flows into the desert. Go into the place where there is abundance. My last and final point comes from an Ifa called Oba Agutan. Ifa says, I reap benefits at home. I also reap benefits in the farm. Difa fun Akin Sami, the offspring of Ikoro Aga, when he set up a trap and the front stroke killed 20 animals, and the back stroke killed 30 animals, and the middle stroke killed 50 animals. He pulled down a creeper plant in order to use as a rope. 16 land snails fell down at his feet. When he opened his mouth to exclaim, honey fell into his mouth. When he returned home, his pregnant wife had given birth to a set of twins. He declared that his life was as fulfilled as that of the Elafim. Before long, not too far, join us in the midst of the rain. So in this Odu, there was a man by the name of Akin Sami. And Akin Sami initially he was a hunter and he was setting up deadfall traps. And everywhere he set, he would never get what he needed. He would never kill any animals. He went for Ifa consultation. The Babalao said, offer this Ebo and soon you will become great. You will be successful. Your traps will yield benefits. But it will take some time. What you need to do is stick to it, and in one day, everything that you have prayed for will come to pass. So Akin Sami listened to the Babalao, and he offered his Ebo. He went back to the forest, and he tried to catch animals. Nothing. Tried another day. He tried for weeks to no avail. But the key is that he kept trying. And then one day, everybody say one day, one faithful day, it all happened. The front trap hit 20, the back caught 30, and the middle caught 50. Right then, when he was securing all those animals, he was so blessed, he couldn't even contain it. And then he reached out and he grabbed a vine to wrap up the animals because he ran out of rope. As he grabbed the vine, 16 land snails fell. And these land snails, I don't know if you've ever been to Nigeria, but the land snails are as big as my fist. And you can use those for money. You can sell them. So he gathered the land snails and he was like, yes. And as he yelled out with great joy, honey fell into his mouth. He saw a honeycomb above his head. He got up there and got the honeycomb. And all of those things represent money. They were things he could trade in the market. He could sell, he could break the honeycomb into pieces and sell that. He could sell the snails. He could dry the animals and he could sell that. And one day, he was about to be a very wealthy man. As he made his way back to his home, because when you are hunting like that, you have to go off into the bush for months at a time. So when he left, his wife was pregnant. And by the time he got back, his wife had delivered the child. But what he thought was one child actually was two. She had given birth to a set of twins. And what that represented, twins, Ibeji, that too represents wealth, but it also represents a double portion of blessings. I imagine that Akin Sami was in the house prancing around, just yelling in great joy and explanation all the wonderful things that he had experienced in one day. And what Ifa is saying is that many times when you're blessed, with the blessing also comes some haters. And he said, I feel like I am as great as the Elafim, as great as a king. And the people in the town, I'm sure they were haters, and they heard, it was like, man, Akin Sami is running around his house yelling about how he's the king. We need to tell the king that he thinks he's the king because that's treason. And you know how haters do. And they went and told the king, the Alafin, and the Alafin went and yoked up Akin Sami and brought him into court. And the penalty for what he was accused of was death. So he went to court and he was there in essence to be executed. He went before the king, and the king asked him to plead his case as they held court. And Akin Sami basically said, look, king, you don't understand my story. I came from nothing. I got it out the mud, literally. And one day I got 30 animals in one trap, 20 in another, 50 in another. I came from nothing. I was broke yesterday, and today I have 100 animals. I was broke yesterday, and I have 16 land snails. I was broke yesterday, and I have a honeycomb. I was childless yesterday, and today I have 2 twins. So, king, I must tell you, I feel like a king. And no disrespect, can nobody tell me anything different. And in Yoruba culture, when someone is blessed like that, you want to be in on the blessing. You want to add on to the blessing. So the king understood Akin Sami's story, and he said, Akin Sami, do you have a house? I do. I'm renting. Okay. Do you have any land? I don't have very much land. Okay. Here. You got all of these things in one day. I want you to have a home on a large plot of land in our kingdom with 16 rooms, and I command my builders to build it in one day. Everybody say, one day. When we talk of the burden of a blessing, this leads me to my fourth and final point. You gotta stay down and follow Ifa's directions. Stay down. Stay down. Don't do what you want to do. You gotta do what Ifa says. And sometimes you might not understand what Ifa means. And the situation at that moment in time, it's not gonna look cute. And it might not be pretty at the outstart, but by the end, you will be looking and living like royalty. Key is that we have to stretch out. We have to move beyond our comfort zone in order to support and achieve a blessing. Many times when I give medicine, akoshe for attracting spouse or attracting money, sometimes it takes a while. Why? Because you can't be blessed beyond your surroundings. We can't just, okay, I'm going to just be around a bunch of broke people, broke mindsets, broken attitudes, and expect something to come out of them. When you have these medicines, these akoshes, you got to surround yourself with people, with environments that will cultivate that blessing. Imagine using medicine for spouse, and the only place you decide to look for a spouse is at the club. You're going to get what you're going to get. Imagine you have the medicine for money and business, yet you surround yourself with solely people who have absolutely no money and they waiting on you to pay the check and they have absolutely no ambition. How do you expect the medicine to work? How do you expect the medicine to work if you receive akoshe for wealth and success and you got a 9-to-5 job only? What's going to happen? Okay, you got a nice little 10-cent raise. Praise God, I got a nice little 10-cent raise. I'm not disrespecting working a 9 to 5 or having a 10-cent raise, but what I'm saying is we also need to talk about multiple streams of income. If you got a multiple streams of income, you got multiple ways of being blessed. That's a story for another day. But you got multiple ways of receiving your financial blessing. How do you expect to be blessed when you fail to expand past your boundaries? How can you be blessed when you never leave your home or leave an environment that feels comfortable or familiar? The burden of your blessing is the responsibility of bringing it into existence. If we must collide into something, let us collide into our destinies. We must put ourselves into a one-way collision course with our destinies. We must go headlong with reckless abandon into our blessings. We all have an assignment this week, and that assignment is this: test drive your dream car. Go and sit in it, smell the leather and the seats, and put yourself into a collision course with greatness. Even if you don't have the money for that car right now, believe that it's coming. Tour your dream home. Go to an open house in a neighborhood that's really nice, that epitomizes what you want. Envision yourself beyond what you have experienced up to this point. Practice visualizing what it takes to get there. Make a list and be disciplined. Look at your list every day. Look at your affirmations every day. It's like going to the gym and lifting a heavy weight. With repetition comes perfection. Soon that weight will become nothing to lift. Soon that vision will become actualized. Soon that goal will come to pass, and you will be stronger and move to the next goal, to the next blessing, because you have repped it out. The burden of manifesting and maintaining your blessings will make you stronger. So this week, let's rep it out. Aboru, aboye, aboshishe, aboto. Thank you for joining us this week. So many good comments as I'm looking through here, and I'm gonna try to highlight them. Thank you all for joining us this week. Thank you all for joining us. We have a couple of announcements. One, directly after this temple service, this Ile Juba, we're having a class on healing the Black family with Ifa. And when I say healing the Black family, it's not just the Black family, it's all families, but it's Black August, so I'm talking to everybody, and everything's gonna be Black this month at least. But healing the family with Ifa wisdom. And we're talking this week in particular about marriage, dating, and children. So if you want to learn about how to get into a good relationship, how to cultivate a good relationship, how to maintain children, we're going to talk about suggestions about that. I'm not claiming to be a person who's mastered that, but I am in the process of just cultivating and being humble and trying to learn the best ways to cultivate my relationship with my wife, to help cultivate the relationship with my children so that everyone is well and happy. And also, we need to talk about how to break generational curses. So that's another thing. All right? Another thing is Itarogun has occurred. We did Itarogun. The Odu was Irete Meji. Irete Meji. And you can get the information for that. I've uploaded it to the website. So please go to the website, and if you want to make contributions to the Itarogun, you can do so there. $40 per family. Those who are members who paid the membership fees up to this point, everyone is covered. So thank you so much, Allison, Aboshisha Boto, Olushola, good to see you. Dinah, Aboshisha Boto, thank you. Kariamu, Aboshisha Boto, thank you so much. Rain, Aboshisha Agboto, good to see you, Iya. All right. Maisha Walker Dean, good to see you. Aboshisha. All right. Fru, Aboshisha, thank you so much. Osa Dada, Aboshisha Agboato, thank you so much. And Roshanda Caldwell, thank you. Hey, Dad, this is my dad right here. All right. It was rewarding also to hear from you and hear, it's such a blessing when your parents can join. And this is my mom and my dad right here. So thank you. All right. All right. Ian Nico, thank you so much. And Danielle, thank you for joining us. Abo Shishe Aboto. Yes. Thank you. All right. Sanepi, I believe that's how you pronounce your name. That's a dope name. Ashe, thank you. All right, yeah, you got to move with people who are in alignment with your destiny. Because if you're moving with folks who are contaminated, guess what? That contamination, it rubs off. It doesn't just stay with them. If one person's house got roaches, I say less. Ashe, Hey, Joao, boy, yeah, good to see you. All right, thank you so much. All right. Where the blessings reside. Yes. Thank you all for joining us. Ashe. Good to see you, Ia Oshun Kemi. Congratulations. All right. So I'm just uploading all of these comments. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Yes, one day. And Ifa is going to show us one day, we're going to see it. But the key is you gotta stay down. You gotta stay dedicated. You gotta stay loyal. All right. Adulawo, thank you. You gotta stay loyal. You gotta stay loyal to the soil, y'all. Stay loyal to the soil and help yourself. Hey, good to see you, Chloe. Thank you. Oh, and once again, folks who have already paid for the class that's going to be going on is going to we're going to start at 9:30, which is in roughly about 30 minutes from now. So if you are interested, you can text 323-244-1133. That's the phone number down here. And if you have already paid, just text me and I'll send you the link. It's a Zoom link. And if you want to join, text me below. And also, you can send this $25 for the class, and you can send it on this Cash App below here, SU Elegba. Also, if people enjoy what we're doing, please, of course, like and share. Please send your donations so that we can keep the vibes going, keep growing, and keep building, and keep doing phenomenal things that we want to do. So once again, we thank And last but not least, before we close, I want to pray so that the things that we're inquiring about, the things that we want to manifest in our lives, that they would all come to pass, that we would see greatness. So, Olodumare, we thank you for life. We thank you for health. We thank you for strength. We thank you for all these blessings and giving us the notion to be responsible for cultivating and maintaining the blessings that we have. Help us to do that. Help us and sustain us throughout the week. Help us and sustain us until we see each other again. Help these messages of Ifa to enhance the lives of all of the listeners, of myself, of my family, and so on. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Aboato. Thank you all so much.